We're back with much of the same. This is Wild Bill, talking about the Chicago Cubs coming off 2 series this past week, both at home at Wrigley in front of sellout crowds every single time. First against the Giants, first time in over a month. We finally win a 3-game series. Should be a sweep, so that's disappointing to see them not close out the first game. Took that series 2-1, and then followed by a series against the New York Mets, fueled by the first pitch of Grimace. They've had the best month out of any team in the major leagues, I believe, is the what we're going with. So, I mean, they played .500 baseball, which is kind of the bar that I set for them. It's kind of what I wanted to see. But even this brand of baseball isn't like exciting to watch. Like, I didn't care to watch any of the games, which is a pretty bad thing for me to say to lead off. This podcast of me talking about a team that I'm supposed to be commenting on, criticizing, praising, whatever it should be. They don't really deserve the praise. But I mean, dude, like, I've been seeing all these videos today, and even last night, seeing the headlines of certain people that talk about the Cubs. I think I saw Cliff Floyd say it post game. There's no fight if they go down early. It's like I'll see like a notification on MLB being like, "Oh, so and so hit a 2-run homer. The Cubs are losing 2-0 in the 3rd inning," and I know it's over. They're not going to come back from that. It's impossible. They struck out 14 times last night on ESPN on national TV. They unveiled a statue for Ryan Sandberg, and they couldn't win. It's almost like an automatic win for any team that like unveils a statue or first game after whatever happens, the baby bump in the NFL. And it just, that really speaks to what this team is, how bad it is. I mean, what was good during this week? Steele was decent against the Giants. He still has 0 wins on the season, and it's important to know that wins and losses is not really a good indicator of a pitcher's performance. But 0-3, it's ridiculous. And then we had Kyle Hendricks come out and pitch, I believe also against the Giants. He looked decent. He went 5 2/3, and probably shouldn't have been charged that 1 earned run. And probably should have gone the full 6 innings. Except I believe that was the play that Dansby Swanson just didn't turn the double play the way they should have. I mean, whatever. That's kind of what you get with Dansby Swanson. But do not be deceived by Kyle Hendricks. We remember what he was earlier this season. I'd love to see him do it again. That was encouraging, but still got to do a little bit more convincing for me to jump back on the Hendricks board. I mean, that's really the only thing that really stood out to me. Hector Neris still can't be trusted. That first game against the Giants, it should have been a clean sweep. But I mean, that 3-run homer in what, the 8th or the 9th? There's no coming back to the Cubs for that. Like, that game was played so well up until that point. And then the bullpen, it's inevitable. They're not going to keep that lead. They almost gave it up in Game 3 of that series. Thankfully, they had that 1-run cushion. Jorge Soler wanted to win that game. That grand slam in the 8th almost felt like it was going to happen again. But the offense did just enough, just barely enough, to win a 1-run game. It's nice to win those every once in a while, but 1-run games have not gone the Cubs' way most of the time this whole season. So, it's no good approach. They can't build a lead. They can't keep a lead. This is not a serious ball club. I mean, it's $230 million. One of the biggest payrolls in the majors, and they can't stick around 500. They can't give us reasons or show us that price point on the field. It's absurd. It's a bummer, dude. This is supposed to be, the Chicago Cubs, the big brand of the 3rd biggest city in the country. They made all those renovations over the last 10 years. And they're not showing us that on the field. It's upsetting. This will be the first time, the first season since 2014, that I'm not going to go to a Cubs game this season. Besides 2020, obviously. But no, I'm not going to waste my money on that. I'd rather be upset for free. I can rationalize being upset for free. There's a lot to be upset about. This team makes me drink coffee in the morning. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to get up to watch it. I'll get up to do other things, but this is ridiculous. Although I will say, no matter how bad it gets, I will never cave into the mentality that the Cubs should sign Trevor Bauer. There's a lot of people, at least on the Facebook pages that I follow, which Facebook is a terrible place to go onto. Awful place to go into a rabbit hole. Because unlike Wikipedia or YouTube, these people are not doing the research. These people aren't looking at things like in a total like sense of like what they're saying. Just speaking off emotions. Most people are really dumb. Anyways, people are talking like sign Trevor Bauer, give us another arm. People forget that Trevor Bauer's a weirdo. Total weirdo. Whether or not those allegations of his misconduct are correct or not, it is very easy not to have those allegations raised on you. Just seems like not a person that would fit in very well with the fan base, the team, anyone really. His teammates come out in the past and said that he's not a great person to be around. So I don't want the Cubs to touch or get anywhere near that. And either way, the Cubs aren't going to be buyers at the deadline. They're crying poor. They're poor because they spent all their money already on this team. And they can't even be sellers because what do they have to sell? Everyone on this team sucks. They're in fourth place. I believe it's 8 games behind. Or behind the Pirates and the Cardinals. Obviously, the Brewers are having a pretty solid season. Credit to them. They know how to build a team, sustain success through building through the farm system. They got rid of their two biggest pitchers, in Brandon Woodruff and Corbin Burns, but still, they've been able to have a roster that is able to maintain leads for the run support that they get. They're competent. They do things that make sense. That's just not what the Chicago Cubs are. In spite of all the resources, in spite of having all the support, in spite of all the money going into them, nothing. And I hate it. So that's my Cubs segment. That's all I got. Other things going on in the sporting world. There was a golf tournament. Scotty Shuffle won. That's all I got. I didn't watch any of it. Didn't expect anything different. Celtics won the championship, so that's number 18 for the Boston Celtics. They're really facing a big drought over there in Boston. They, a championship-starved fan base. Real nice to see them win again. I don't really care. The Celtics were the best team in the NBA by far. They deserve it. Whatever. Can't wait for next season. Can't wait to see who does the next season. Then we also have reached the final breaking point of the NHL season. The Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers face off later tonight, Monday, June 24th, 2024. The Stanley Cup playoffs. No matter what, that trophy is going to be handed off to the captain of a team today. I know in my abbreviated Chicago Blackhawks fandom, playoff hockey is awesome. And this is the first time that a team has come back from 3-0 to force a Game 7 in the NHL in the Stanley Cup Finals since 1945. And it's exciting. Whether or not I'm the biggest hockey person, or I'm just a sports guy. And these storylines are what it's all about. So as soon as I get home, my eyes are glued to the TV. I don't care who wins. I don't have any skin in the game. Got no dog in the fight. Just want to see who wants it more, who fights for the puck, who puts the shots up on goal. Just shooting it towards the net. Usually good things happen. It's like putting the ball and playing baseball. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm excited for it. The Oilers have a couple big reasons to really want this win. In Florida, I think they were in it yesterday, so they're pretty hungry for it. So exciting stuff. Um, even in a sport that I don't normally follow. Um, Nothing much going on in football. And I'm running out of time today. I got things that I need to head off to anyway, so I think this is where I'll sign off. Cubs are flying into San Francisco today, and I think they come back and face, or I think they're away this whole week. Can't remember exactly who they're playing, but this team sucks. And I hate it. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. My website is finally back online, billanaya.com. Check it out if you'd like. I'll be doing some edits on it throughout the week. And appreciate whatever little support that I get. Even if I'm just talking to my girlfriend Francesca as she listens on the way to work. Love you guys no matter what. So, this is Wild Bill. That's over.